Chinelo was just 25 years old when she married Mr. Jude. She was a beautiful young woman, not just because of her looks, but because of her gentle and humble nature. In her secondary school, teachers and students spoke well of her. She did not like trouble. She's always quiet and respected everyone, whether young or old. After school, Chinelo stayed home, helping her parents and also active in the church. That was when Mr. Jude came into her life. He was a businessman, tall and confident, and he visited Chinelo's uncle often. One day, he saw Chinelo and told her uncle, "That's the kind of woman I want to marry." At first, Chinelo was shy and unsure. Jude was older, but he spoke well, dressed well, and treated her with respect. He brought gifts to her parents and showed good manners. Slowly, Chinelo agreed and the family prepared for a traditional wedding. The day was beautiful. People danced, sang, and celebrated. Chinelo's parents were proud. They blessed her and told her to be a good wife. And so, Chinelo moved to her husband's house, ready to start her new life. Chinelo gave her best. She cooked, cleaned, and served her husband with joy. She respected his family and treated his relatives like her own. When she became pregnant and gave birth to a baby boy, everyone rejoiced. 2 years later, she had a girl. Her home was full of laughter and love. Jude was proud of her. He told his friends, "Chinelo is the best decision I ever made." His people praised her too. But not everyone smiled. There was one person who never seemed happy. Her name is Mama Ruth. Mama Ruth was not Jude's mother. She was the widow of Jude's uncle. She lived in Onitsha, a big city, but she visited the family compound from time to time. From the first day Chinelo met her, something didn't feel right. Chinelo greeted her with a kneel and smile. "Good afternoon, ma," she said politely, but Mama Ruth only gave her a short look and turned away. Later, she said, "That girl doesn't know how to greet others." Chinelo was shocked. She has done everything right. Still, she apologized, thinking maybe she had made a mistake. But Mama Ruth was never satisfied. Every visit came with new complaints. If Chinelo was cooking, Mama Ruth would walk into the kitchen and taste the soup without asking. If Chinelo was serving her husband, she would say, "You don't know how to take care of a man." Chinelo tried to smile and bear it. She told Jude, but he only said, "That's how she is. Ignore her." So Chinelo endured in silence. Over time, it became clear that Mama Ruth had deep dislike for Chinelo. No matter what she did, it was never enough. Even when other relatives praised her, Mama Ruth stayed silent or gave a fake smile. The children noticed too. They did not like Mama Ruth because of how she treated their mother, but Chinelo taught them to be respectful. Still in her heart, Chinelo wondered, why does this woman hate me so much? She did not know the answer yet, but the truth was coming. As years passed, Mama Ruth's visit continued, and so did the insults. One day, Chinelo was serving Jude food. Mama Ruth came in. "Why are you putting fish before meat? You don't know how to arrange a tray," she said. Chinelo would bow her head and say, "Sorry, ma." At night, Mama Ruth would sit with Jude and talk for hours. Sometimes they laughed loudly. Chinelo and the children would wait and sleep off, wondering when Jude would come to bed. The next day, Mama Ruth would still act as if nothing happened. Sometimes that Jude brought home snacks for the children, biscuits, sweets, small drinks. Chinelo's children would be excited, but Mama Ruth's children, Ozioma and Nna, would rush and grab everything, leaving nothing for Chinelo's children. Chinelo saw it, Jude saw it too, but he said nothing. Chinelo started to feel alone in her own home. She had no voice, no one defended her. She thought of leaving, but where would she go with two children? She believed in marriage, she believed in patience, but patience without support feels like punishment. One evening, she cried quietly while washing plates. The soap mixed with her tears. Still, she told herself, it's just a phase, maybe she will change. But Mama Ruth was not planning to change. She was planning something else. One weekend, Chinelo visited her father's house with her children. As she prepares to return to her husband's house, her father gave her some sugarcane stem. "Plant this in your compound," he said. "It grows fast." Chinelo was happy. She took the stems home and planted them near the edge of the family compound, close to Mama Ruth's side. Weekend passed. The sugarcane grew tall and heady. The children loved watching it. Then one day, Mama Ruth returned from the city. As she stepped into the compound and saw the sugarcane, she stopped and frowned. "Who planted this here?" she asked sharply. "I did," Chinelo replied. "I brought them from my father's place." Mama Ruth laughed loudly. "Ha ha ha ha! You? That sugarcane is mine. I planted it the last time I visited." Chinelo's mouth dropped open. "What, ma?" "I planted it myself." "Are you calling me a liar?" Mama Ruth shouted. "Is it because I asked you who planted it?" "I just asked." "I planted it the last time I visited." Chinelo could not believe her ears. "This is too much. I will not allow you do this to me. You cannot claim what I brought from my father's house. Are you in this family to torment me, ma?" "Not anymore. This has to stop. What did I do to you?" Voices rose. Other relatives came outside. Some tried to calm them down, but something had changed in Chinelo's tone. She had finally spoken up. After the sugarcane argument, Chinelo went inside, shaking with anger and confusion. She had never shouted at an elder before, but she could not take it anymore. Later that evening, As she was sitting outside with her children, thinking about everything, their neighbor Ojukwu called her quietly. He said, "Come to my house. I need to tell you something." Later, Chinelo went to Ojukwu's house. Ojukwu said to her, "Promise me you will not mention my name. Then I'll tell you what you don't know." Chinelo nodded, curious and still upset. Ojukwu whispered, "That woman, Mama Ruth, she's not just Jude's uncle's wife. There's more to it." Ojukwu continued. Chinelo frowned. "What do you mean?" Ojukwu continued. "She had 4 children the time her husband died, and the family asked Jude to help her in providing for the children until she finds her feet. But instead of helping like a brother, Jude and Mama Ruth started something else." Chinelo's eyes widened. "What are you saying?" Ojukwu continued. "They are lovers. Look closely, Chinelo, at Mama Ruth's 2 last children. They are your husband's children. Mama Ruth had them with Jude after her husband died, which made her children to be 6 in number. Even after Jude married you, they did not stop. That's why she sees you as a threat, Chinelo." Chinelo's heart pounded. She was quiet for a long time, and she whispered, "So, that's why she acts like this. That's why she hates me so much. Now I understand." "Yes," Ojukwu said. "Everyone in the compound knows, but no one is ready to talk. Be wise, Chinelo. Protect yourself and your children. Chinelo, be wise." Chinelo nodded and left slowly. When she returned home, her face was calm, but inside, something had changed. She was no longer the quiet girl who endured in silence. She had seen the truth, and now she was ready to speak. The next day, Chinelo cleaned the compound as usual. She greeted people with a calm face. She did not shout or argue, but inside, she was waiting. Soon, Mama Ruth returned from the market, carrying a bag of vegetables. She walked past Chinelo like always. That was when Chinelo stood up and shouted, "Akwụna akwụna ọkụ! Agadi ekwenka! Woo!" Mama Ruth turned in shock. The whole compound went silent. "So you have been sleeping with Jude? You, this old cargo. That's why you hated me. That's why you have been trying to destroy my peace? You really think you can pocket me?" Never. People rushed out of their house. Neighbors stood at doors and windows. You think I don't know? You think I'm a fool? I know everything now. Mama Ruth's mouth opened, but no words came out. You called yourself a widow, but you are the one dragging another woman's husband behind closed doors. Children run around shouting, "Two fighting, two fighting, two fighting, Two fighting, but Chinelo did not stop. Years of silence were now pouring out of her. From today, I won't take any nonsense from you again. This is my husband's house. If you are looking for a fight, you have found one. Mama Ruth slowly stepped back. The neighbors murmured, "A lioness has finally roared." As the shouting continued, Mr. Jude walked into the compound. "What is going on here?" he asked, looking confused. Chinelo turned to him sharply. "You are asking me? Ask your first wife." Jude blinked. "What do you mean?" "Don't play dumb. Is Mama Ruth not your lover? You have been sleeping with her since her husband died." The crowd gasped. Jude's face changed. Chinelo walked closer. "You told me I was your only wife. You said I was the only woman in your heart. But you have been lying." Jude tried to speak. It was before. Before what? Before or after you married me, Jude? He looked down, ashamed. Mama Ruth bended her face in shame. And without a word, she walked back to her house. Chinelo's voice was strong and clear. "You and this woman played me, but God exposed both of you. I am done being silent." The family compound was quiet. No one could say anything. Even Jude's sibling looked away. The lioness had not only roared, she had shaken the whole forest. The next morning, Chinelo rose early again. She didn't cry, she didn't shout, but when she saw Mama Ruth coming out of her house, she faced her boldly. "Ihereme, woo! Shame should cover you. Did I kill your husband? Or you let him die so you could chase mine?" Mama Ruth did not answer. She couldn't. "I will make this compound too hot for you if you don't respect yourself. I will always remind you who you are. Akwuna oku. Woo! Shame should cover you." More neighbors came out. Some tried to calm Chinelo, but no one blamed her. "You called me a child, but now you have seen the woman inside me." Mama Ruth packed her bags quietly that afternoon. Without a word, she left furniture. People watched her go. Some laughed quietly, others shook their heads. But one thing was clear: Mama Ruth has been defeated. Chinelo was never the same again. She was still polite, still took care of her children and in-laws, still cook and clean, but something in her spirit had changed. She walked taller. She spoke with boldness. Jude now walked carefully around her. He knew the days of silence were gone. But of course, some in-laws began to talk. They said, "Chinelo has changed. She's too proud now. She doesn't fear elders anymore. She's wicked." But none of them talked about what caused her to change. They didn't speak of the insults, the pain, the shame she endured for years. Chinelo heard the gossip and smiled. "They fought me when I was quiet. Now that I have found my voice, they still talk. Let them talk," she said. She was no longer living to please people. She was living to protect her peace, just as Ojukwu said. From that day forward, peace returned to Chinelo's home. Mama Ruth never raised her voice again whenever she visited. She stayed short and quiet. She avoided Chinelo like fire avoids dry leaf. Jude tried to repair the damage. He became more careful, more respectful. He knew Chinelo's silence had been a gift and he had lost it. The children were happy. They noticed the peace. They smiled more, laughed more. Chinelo kept her heart focused on her children, her work and her future. She had fought a hard battle and survived. She was no longer just a wife. She was a warrior, a lioness, a woman who found her voice and never lost it again. And the lesson: tell the truth to the one you want to do forever with. Hide nothing. Secrets, they say, have a way of coming out. And when they do, they might come with fire. If you like the story, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Shalom.